What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews, and on today's episode we'll be reviewing Balcones Texas Pot Still Bourbon. This one is of course coming out of Waco, Texas. It's a craft distillery, and it's aged at least 24 months, which it's not very old in bourbon terms, but it's not young. You know, it's not super young for a craft distillery. So I'm sure going to be interested to nose and taste this to see what comes out, because the way they do this in Texas, since the weather is like hotter, supposedly, like whatever they do with the bourbon, like the aging is faster according to them. And I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Balcones or the way they do stuff, but supposedly that, you know, the bourbon ages faster. So this right here is a non-chill filtered and no color added, which is always a plus. So and of course it's pot still. So usually when I see pot still and nose it and taste it, I usually get a little bit more creaminess coming out of a bourbon when it's pot still. So this one right here is 46% ABV. That's going to be 92 proof. So yeah, let's get into the nose and see what we can get out of this. All right. So let's check out the color, which is like a medium amber, medium like gold color. I'm actually kind of surprised, because for it only being 24 months, maybe a little bit older, but for it being that age, I think it has a pretty decent color on it. There's some legs on it, but overall it sticks to the glass pretty good. So yeah, let's go to the nose. By the way, so this one is the mash bill. I'm not too sure about the percentages on this, but I think it's a roasted blue corn, Texas rye, malted barley, and then I think there's also Texas wheat in there, but I'm not sure what the percentages are. So the first thing that hits me on this is gonna be the like roasted corn. It jumps out of the glass. That's the first thing that hits you on the nose, is the roasted corn. And then you get a caramel. There's a lot of caramel in here. And then if you ever opened up a box of Boston baked beans and put your nose in there, that's the same thing that comes out of this glass. It's like Boston baked beans, like just that smell. And then like roasted peanuts, like a lot of roasted peanuts I'm getting out of here. And then a little bit of butterscotch. But overall, the nose is pretty interesting. I'm kind of surprised, actually. This is Balcones', I think it's their bottom tier whiskey. They have a ton of other whiskeys, and they vary in price. This one here is about maybe like $29.99. It's not bad at all. In my area, it's a little hard to find, but I was able to find the bottle. So yeah, it smells pretty good. It's really interesting. I wasn't expecting to find what I found on the nose on here, but let's go to the palate and see what we get. Cheers. So yeah, the first thing that's gonna hit you, you're gonna taste on the palate, is gonna be that corn sweetness up front, like a roasted corn sweetness. It's very sweet in the front. Yeah, you definitely taste the roasted corn. Pretty interesting. Let's go at it again. Yeah, so after that you get roasted peanuts, like roasted peanut flavor in there. You get a lot of caramel. The butterscotch is still in there. But the main two things that stick out to me the most are the roasted corn and roasted peanuts. They really jump out of the glass. It's also very creamy, really creamy on the palate. It didn't come through as much on the nose, but on the palate, you definitely get the creaminess. And then towards the back, the finish, you get a little bit of oak back there, which is I think it's pretty cool. There's a nice balance there. Let's try it again one more time. So yeah, more of the same. The roasted corn and roasted peanuts in the front, the caramel and butterscotch towards the middle, and then towards the back, you get the oak. I wouldn't say that the oak is tannic or harsh. I think it balances the bourbon pretty good. The finish, I would say, that's the one drawback. It's a kind of a short finish. Once it hits the back of your palate, it's gone, and all the flavors are gone. But yeah, this is really interesting. I had never had anything from Balcones. Like I said, in my area, it's pretty hard to find. But yeah, this is definitely interesting, and I really like it. I'm gonna give it an 87 out of 100. I think it's pretty solid. I never had any bourbons or whiskeys or ryes from Texas, so this is my first experience into it. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed, especially for a craft distillery, something, you know, just creating their own stuff. I think it's pretty cool. So if you like the content that we provide, just hit that like button, hit the subscribe, don't forget to comment. You can also find me on my Instagram at LegitWhiskeyReviews, and keep it legit and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.